Every year, more than 300,000 people from outside the EU come to study at UK universities. That's an average cost of £22,000, putting finance at the top of the list for anyone who's looking to study here in the UK. I'm here today with Uche, who's from the Immigration Advice Service. She'll be talking to us about student finance and how we can access it when coming to the UK to study. Uche, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Let's start talking about eligibility. Can anyone from any country move to the UK and start studying straight away and apply for student finance? Or is there a certain visa or status beforehand?
Well, in terms of coming into the UK, if you are national from outside of the European Union, then you normally do require a visa to come in to study into the UK. In regards to what kind of visa, that can be a short-term study visa or a Tier 4 student visa, which allows you to study something on a more long-term basis, which could be degree level all the way up to PhD. In regards to student finance, it would be difficult initially for a student to have access to student loans in the UK. However, they may be eligible for grants or scholarships as per the guidelines or rules of the individual university or college that they apply to.
What would a prospective student be eligible for once they have obtained a UK visa to study here?
Again, if they've come into the UK as a Tier 4 student, then initially the student loans would be something that is normally restricted to individuals that have permanent status in the UK. However, as their time in the UK increases, certain avenues of finance may become open to them, and as I've stated, in regards to scholarship and grants, they may be eligible for this at the initial stage.
And just to add on to that question specifically, how long would someone need to be a resident in the UK coming from an international country such as the Philippines?
For you to obtain settled status in the UK, normally you would have to be in the UK for a 5-year period, depending on what category you come under. So it is a long-term period that you are in the UK for before you become eligible for the kind of finances that home students are eligible for.
Would my previous qualifications from my own country affect acceptance to UK universities?
It can be a hindrance, or it can be actually something that to your advantage. So if, for example, you're applying to do a law degree in the UK and you already have that qualification in your country of origin, because you're coming in to do the same level of course, you are likely to get a visa for that situation. However, if you're coming into the UK to do, let's say, a science degree, your level of English will be something that will be looked upon. So if you have qualifications in that or experience, that may allow you to be accepted on the actual course that the university offers.
Wow, that's really interesting. So what would you say is the biggest problem a student can face when coming to study in the UK?
Well, the biggest problem is actually the financial aspect, because when you're coming into the UK, you not only have to be aware of having the school fees to study the course. You either have to have paid that to the university or have that in your account, but you also have to have maintenance fees that the Home Office expect to show that you are able to maintain yourself while in the UK. And that could be, depending whether you live inside or outside of London, from £9,000 to £11,000 in your account from the outset, which adds up to quite a lot of money.
And so, if I was living outside the UK and wanted to study here, what first steps would you give for someone to be eligible and apply for student finance?
So the first steps would be do your research, contact educational establishments in the UK that you want to study at, not only for the type of courses that they offer, but to see whether they do offer any finance for international students. After that, in regards to applying for the actual visa, have a legal advice to make sure you're going through the correct route is the best thing that you can do.
That's great. So I'll finish off by asking if anyone wants to find more information about this, where should they go?
Well, there is always the Home Office website that assists with the visa requirements and obviously getting legal advice in regards to which applications you should be making to come in to study in the UK, and doing, like I said, your independent research at universities and colleges to see what they have to offer. That's the best way to make yourself prepared in terms of coming to the UK as a student.
Wow, that's been so informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.